Good morning. We're on our way on the 15 freeway down to Primo Tapia. It's about a 2.5 hour drive. The sun's just come up. It's a beautiful morning. The drive in the morning is always nice. It's kind of settling. You kind of get your head on straight, figure out what you're going to be doing for the day. And it's kind of fun to bring everybody along. It's amazing how time goes by so fast. We've made this drive to Mexico almost every week for 15 years. It's a lot of miles, it's a lot of tires, it's a lot of brakes, a lot of oil changes. But it is so encouraging to us to be so close to an area that's in such desperate need. For us, it's where we're supposed to be. And not having to hop on a plane to go far away, although that is good for some people. But we very specifically feel called to Baja, to care for the orphan in Baja. So that's the journey that we're on, and we're in it 15 years, and we're gonna go until we can't go anymore. You know, within the last 15 years of driving to Mexico and trying to care for the orphan, you know, we've really grown into the vision and the calling that we have. And, you know, we started off in the early years caring for 3 existing orphanages. And really that's where we just learned the plight of the orphan and learned specifically how to care for kids in orphanages and come alongside the directors. But about 7 years ago, is really when we stepped into the reality of we are getting property, we are building our own orphanage, and some of you know the journey that we've been through with that, and it has just been a lot of hard work, a lot of praying, a lot of networking, a lot of setbacks, a lot of success, kind of all mixed together. Just a tremendous amount of work to get a blank piece of property up in the hills in Primo Tapia and get it to the point where we are fully licensed and a fully authorized Mexican orphanage. I remember so many times of hosting groups and building bunk beds and painting the building and constructing the dorms and laying tile. Just an amazing amount of work to get it done. And what a privilege it's been through the years to just coordinate with so many different groups, so many walks of life, so many people that have really come alongside our vision. And we've all pushed hard together to build the orphanage so that we can receive kids and really start to enter into the things that are life-changing for these kids. We are so full of faith and so motivated and so encouraged to share this with you because we invited all of you into this ministry, into caring for the orphan. And it is our great pleasure to be able to show you the things that we presented to you even years ago, the things that we have been striving for. One of the big things that you'll see later today in our journey is the beginning of building another dorm. It is our largest dorm. It'll house 20 kids. And it's absolutely critical and crucial that we finish this dorm. You know, I think it's always important to answer the why. Why do we do what we do? COVID has just really accelerated the why. We are faced with the consequences of COVID on many fronts. The biggest challenge we have is that kids are now victims of orphanages that they lived in that have closed. Now, some of them should have closed because they weren't healthy homes for the kids. But nonetheless, the kids are going back into the system, back into the holding facility, which creates just a horrific amount of distress for these children. So we've got this sense of urgency, to deal with this crisis. Mexico Child Protective Services, they are in a world of hurt right now because they've got so many kids to process. They've got the closing of orphanages, and they're trying to find ways to place the children back into healthy homes that are going to be able to weather the storm of the consequences of COVID. We are one of those homes. That's why we run so hard and run so fast, because there is a sense of urgency at all times. And because of the environment post-COVID, we've got to push even harder. So building this dorm is our number one task. Finding the right dorm parents, bringing in more children is by far number one. Mexico, Tijuana area is a border state. You get a lot of people that come from deep in Mexico, and they come up this way seeking employment, seeking a better life, trying to find a way to take care of their kids. And quite often, the kids get in trouble. Maybe a single parent crosses the border and tries to find work, leaves their children with someone who they thought was trustworthy, and then problems happen and the kids wind up on the streets. At any given point, there's roughly 6,000 kids that are either on the streets in the Tijuana area or in the holding facility. In some cases, the kids have been abandoned. Other cases, the kids are removed from the home because of abuse or the consequences of the parents being on drugs and neglect, malnutrition. There's probably 4 or 5 main drivers that cause a child to wind up on the street and then eventually get picked up by the police and processed through government child protective services. We're up at Ranch Camp. Our day is going well. The sun is out. It's about 85 degrees. It's gorgeous here. And we are so thrilled to share a little bit more about Ranch Camp. Almost 2 years ago, we came to those that love us and support us, and we pitched this great idea of building a massive facility to be able to host all those that come to visit us and care for the kids at the ranch. Comfortable accommodations, hot showers, big kitchen, even down to all the patio furniture that was built by our friends at Fullerton Methodist Church. We asked for your support. You believed and trusted us, and we are very proud to say we built it. And Ranch Camp is working beautifully. We have hosted about 9 groups this summer. We've already generated more revenue than we thought we would generate for the entire year. And of course, all that money goes right back into the general budget to bring in more children. So we actually have control over our largest revenue source, and it's a continuing source as long as we manage it. We've got youth groups, young adult groups, men's retreats, all sorts of different groups that will be coming up and helping us care for the kids, and also having a place where they can have a retreat center as well. So thank you so much. We're so grateful for all of the support, for the donations that you gave to this venture, and I'm really pleased to say it is working beautifully. This is the main area where most of life happens, and every direction we turn, we as a team are just so incredibly grateful. If you look at the soccer field, the kids live on this soccer field, and it is like the best soccer field in all of Primo Tapia. Kids run all day long. Our play center was a result of Southlands Church coming alongside us and doing a fundraiser. Our soccer field was Vineyard. It's amazing all of the different people, churches, organizations that have come our way and helped us care for these kids. So we're just full of gratitude for everything that we are experiencing. The growth just has not stopped. The momentum keeps going. When COVID hit, Primo Tapia, as other places, public schools closed. So we were faced with the challenge of how do we educate our kids? We have 2 buildings that were built recently that are now our schoolrooms. We have 3 tutors that have been coming for the last 1.5 years to educate our kids. The quality of education is awesome, much better than what could be found at the public school. And so one of the positives of COVID is that our kids are catching up. They are getting to their grade level and beyond. They're learning to read, they're learning arithmetic and just the basics that they were so far behind in. And we're just thrilled to continue it. Even to this day, we still have school at the ranch. We are so excited to share this with you because it is our next big push. Bringing in more kids is our absolute #1 priority. We now have the luxury of a little bit of time that's gone by. So now when we build dorm rooms, we're building them better. So you're standing on the first floor. The second floor is the exact replica of the first floor. This is designed for 10 children. We have 4 bedrooms. We've got a large living room so that it's more family style. The kids can watch TV together, they can eat popcorn together and have fun. A third of this building is designated for the dorm parents. Our mission, our model, is to have a smaller kid count for each dorm with a mom and a dad assigned to care for those kids. So they now have their own space. They've got their own bedroom, their own bathroom, a small little living room. So they have an opportunity to retreat and rest, but they're also completely connected to the kids that they are responsible for. I would like to introduce my dear friends, Daniel and Aleda, and also Aleda. And they are the founders of the orphanage in conjunction with us. We've got Mexican-American partnership, and we're just so grateful to be able to spend some time with them and for you guys to get to know them a little bit. So I just wanted to ask a question just to open it up to them so they can share what's on their heart. The big question is, we could talk all day, would be, what is it that God is showing you about the ranch, and how do you see where we have been and what our future is?
Dios ha suplido para tener niños en este lugar.
God has provided for us to have these kids,
Y creemos totalmente
and we believe entirely
que Dios va a seguir supliendo las finanzas.
that God has been with us and He's going to continue to give us the finances.
Gracias a Dios por las personas que contribuyen
Thank you to the people who contribute
para hacer posible
to make it possible
traer más niños a este lugar.
to bring more kids to this place.
Ahora estamos muy contentos
And now we're very happy
por este edificio que se está construyendo,
for this building that we're just in construction,
que esto hará posible traer más niños a este lugar.
because that's going to make possible that we bring more kids in.
Es algo que me emociona bastante,
And that fill my heart with emotion
el poder ayudar más niños.
to help more kids.
Muy felices de poder continuar bendiciendo más niños
We're very happy to continue to bless more kids,
y siempre pensando en todos aquellos niños que pudieran estar en este lugar,
and always thinking about every kid that could be in this place with us,
porque no se trata de números,
because it's not about numbers,
se trata de vidas.
it's about life.
Si podemos cambiar esas vidas,
And if we could change those lives,
si podemos traer esas vidas aquí,
if we could bring those lives into this home,
vamos a tener una nueva generación,
we're gonna have a new generation.
una generación que haga la diferencia
This generation is gonna make the difference
en el futuro,
in the future,
porque nuestros hijos
because all children
son el futuro de
are the
México.
future of the Mexico,
Y Dios nos ha llamado
and God has called us
para poner a esos niños
to put those kids
en el camino correcto.
in the right way.
Por eso damos muchas gracias a Dios,
And that's why we're so thankful with God,
porque creemos en el poder de una generación.
because we believe in the power of one generation.
Jesús vino a salvar una generación
Jesus came to save one generation,
y esa generación ha transformado el mundo.
and that generation has transformed the world.
Por eso creemos que este dormitorio significa mucho para una nueva generación.
And that's why this room means a lot for this generation.
Damos muchas gracias a Dios por todos ustedes,
And we're very thankful for all of you,
porque han hecho posible una diferencia.
because you have made possible the difference.
Y por eso estamos aquí,
And that's why we're here,
para hacer la diferencia.
to make the difference.
Dios les bendiga a todos.
God bless you all.
Thank you for your support. Thank you for your generosity. We are going to continue until we can't move anymore. There's a lot more ahead.
Sí. Y vamos a seguir hasta que ya no podamos movernos.
Sí.
Amén. Sí.
Gracias.
So we just crossed the border. We're in San Diego County, heading home. It's just been a great day to be able to share with you all the highlights of the ranch, what's going on, what God is doing in the lives of these kids. you know, we've talked a lot about building. It seems like we've been in building mode for so many years, building structures, building support buildings, etc. And again, we are pushing to build the new dorm. Something that really is worth talking about is the building of the lives of these children that God has entrusted us with. I'm reminded about in the Bible how many times it talks about the fatherless, the motherless, the alien, the orphan. It is laced through almost every book of the Bible. And, you know, we move our feet, we work hard, we plan, we do all these things to do our best. But God is the one that puts traction to the things that we do. And, you know, the lives of these kids are changing. They're changing incrementally, sometimes slow, sometimes fast. But be greatly encouraged with these stories, because kids that have been abused and hurt and violated and malnourished and neglected and abandoned, you know, these kids have an amazing home with people that love them, deeply love them. And we couldn't do it without our loyal donor base, our donors and our doers and our friends that have come alongside us and have said, you know, we'll do this with you. And we're so encouraged by that, because everybody plays their part, whether it's coming down and serving, whether it's writing a check each month, whether it's just doing things that sow into the lives of the kids. But I just want to leave us with this one thing. Be very, very encouraged with the amazing work that's happening in the lives of these kids. They're being loved back to life, and it's just a joy to be a part of it and to see it. So with the deepest gratitude, we say thank you. Thank you so much. We are so grateful for you.